A man threw his children from the 15th floor, then sat on the ground and cried loudly, pretending to be in sorrow. However, unexpectedly, he did all this just to please his new girlfriend. This might be one of the most infuriating cases in recent years, yet today is also a day marking the peak of evil, because the man and his new girlfriend were executed according to law. So, on this day of remembrance for this despicable couple, let's delve into the Chongqing sibling death case. On the afternoon of November 2nd, 2020, a loud noise suddenly erupted in a Chongqing community, where two young children were found lying in the bushes, bleeding from their mouths, with the girl dying on the spot. As the public speculated, their father, Zhang Bo, rushed to the scene, crying loudly on the ground, seemingly in extreme grief, and murmuring the names of the children. Despite the quick arrival of an ambulance, the two children had already passed away. This news instantly spread across the internet, with many netizens empathizing and sending condolences to Zhang Bo. But to everyone's surprise, this was not an accident, but a premeditated murder by their biological father, Zhang Bo. Before diving into the case, let's start with the murderer's life story. Born in 1994 into a rural family in Chongqing City, Zhang Bo entered the workforce after finishing primary school due to poor family conditions. In 2017, through a friend's introduction, Zhang Bo met Chen Meilin, who was 3 years his senior. Unlike him, Chen Meilin not only had a bachelor's degree, but also came from a relatively well-off family. Initially, Chen Meilin had a poor impression of Zhang Bo due to his obvious gangster aura, while Zhang Bo had been hardened by society for many years. He always hoped to find a partner from a better economic background to achieve social mobility. Thus, the beautiful Chen Meilin quickly became his target. Zhang Bo prepared her favorite breakfast every day, actively drove her to and from work, and occasionally gifted her inexpensive presents. The recently graduated Chen Meilin couldn't resist Zhang Bo's relentless pursuit, and soon entered into a relationship with him, and they started living together. A few months later, Chen Meilin discovered she was unexpectedly pregnant. Since they were having a child, they considered marriage, but this was strongly opposed by Chen Meilin's parents, because the two families were mismatched in every aspect. Seeing Chen Meilin's hesitation, Zhang Bo confessed that if she wished to keep the baby, he was willing to take on the responsibility of a father and would work harder to be a qualified dad. If she decided to terminate the pregnancy, he would respect her decision and strive to achieve success to gain her parents' approval. This moved the naive Chen Meilin, and they secretly registered their marriage without her parents' knowledge. Knowing their daughter's firm decision, Chen Meilin's parents could say little and silently consented to the marriage. Considering the poor economic condition of Zhang's family, Chen Meilin's family voluntarily took care of the wedding and housing expenses, as well as the cost of wedding photos. At this point, Chen Meilin still naively believed she had found her Prince Charming. Little did she know, it was all a scam. Life after marriage was vastly different from Chen Meilin's pre-marriage dreams. Once Zhang Bo had what he wanted, his true nature gradually emerged. With the money provided by his father-in-law, he opened a small loan company. Leveraging years of accumulated contacts and resources, Zhang Bo's business rapidly expanded. Meanwhile, after giving birth to their daughter, to better care for the child, Chen Meilin quit her job, which was on an upward trajectory, and became a full-time mother. With the changed Zhang Bo, who often used dining with clients as an excuse to stay out all night, neglecting his wife and daughter at home. Chen Meilin recalled that since her focus was entirely on her daughter at the time, she didn't pay much attention to these issues. Not long after, Chen Meilin once again became pregnant. After some thought, Chen Meilin decided to have the child. However, after the birth of the second child, Zhang Bo became like a different person, never replying to his wife's messages, nor telling her his whereabouts or what he was doing. He frequently quarreled with his wife over trivial matters, all signs that made Chen Meilin suspect her husband was having an affair. And indeed, her suspicions were confirmed. Zhang Bo met a young woman named Ye Chengchen at his company, born in 1994. Compared to Chen Meiling, her family background was even more affluent, with her father being a former builder and owning several factories. Since Chen Meiling could no longer provide the social and economic benefits he desired, Zhang Bo planned to find a new target to achieve another social climb. He pursued Ye Chengchen behind Chen Meiling's back. Logically, as a young and beautiful woman from a well-off family, Ye Chengchen would not want to be a mistress. However, unable to resist Zhang Bo's sweet talk, she eventually became his lover. In April 2019, their son Rui Rui was hospitalized with pneumonia. During the hospital stay, as a mother, Chen Meilin was anxious and couldn't sleep well. As she had just given birth to Rui Rui and was physically weak to stay in the hospital all the time, she asked her husband, Zhang Bo, to visit the child whenever possible. However, Zhang Bo never did as he promised. According to Chen Meilin, she could tolerate his neglect towards her, but not towards their child, leading to a heated argument between them. Chen Meilin accused Zhang Bo of not caring for the family or the child, while Zhang Bo argued he was busy with work and social engagements at the company. From then on, their marriage existed in name only, with both living separate lives. Soon, Zhang Bo and Ye Chengchen officially started a relationship. Thus, Zhang Bo proposed divorce to the already disillusioned Chen Meilin, who didn't cling to the marriage and signed the divorce agreement. The agreement stipulated that the elder daughter, Shui Shui, would be raised by Chen Meilin, while the younger son, Rui Rui, would be raised by the Zhang family, which preferred sons over daughters. The entire span from their acquaintance to divorce was less than 3 years. Reflecting on these 3 years, Chen Meilin's mind was filled with endless pain, while Zhang Bo, looking at the divorce papers, was overjoyed. He believed that after the divorce, he could start a new family with Ye Chengchen and climb even higher social classes with his new father-in-law's connections. However, when he proposed marriage to Ye Chengchen, she rejected him. Ye Chengchen attributed her refusal to Zhang Bo's children. Initially, Zhang Bo said he could negotiate with Chen Meilin to return the children to her, but Ye Chengchen was still unsatisfied and made a horrifying suggestion. You should find a way to make those two disappear together, implying their murder. Although Zhang Bo had little affection for his children, they were still his flesh and blood, and he was torn about the suggestion. Seeing Zhang Bo's hesitation, Ye Chengchen threatened to break up, and ultimately persuaded him to agree to the heinous plan by attempting self-harm. They plotted how to discreetly dispose of the children. After discussion, Zhang Bo decided to throw the children from a building, creating the illusion that they accidentally fell while climbing the window. On October 25, 2020, Zhang Bo called Chen Meilin, asking her to bring Shui Shui over, claiming he wanted to buy new clothes for her. Chen Meilin's mother found this odd, given Zhang Bo's long-standing neglect. She advised Chen Meilin to be cautious. At Zhang Bo's home, Chen Meilin stayed constantly with the children, never leaving them alone. Unable to find an opportunity to commit the crime, Zhang Bo gave up. A few days later, he again asked Chen Meilin to bring the children over. After she left them at his place and went out for a dinner gathering, his opportunity to act was thwarted by the presence of his mother at home. According to the arrangement, Chen Meilin was to pick up the children after the gathering, but Zhang Bo, claiming his brother wanted to play with his sister, convinced her to leave Shui Shui behind. The next afternoon, when Zhang Bo's mother went out, he found the right moment. He went to the room where the innocent children were playing games and threw them from the building one by one. To cover up his crime, he rushed downstairs, crying loudly on the ground, pretending to be in extreme grief. Neighbors came to restrain him from self-harm. By the time medical staff arrived, the children were already dead. Chen Meilin, upon learning of their death, also rushed to the hospital. She noticed Zhang Bo's calm demeanor, not fitting a father who had just lost his children. According to Zhang Bo, he was sleeping in the bedroom, and somehow, the children climbed onto the window and fell. However, Chen Meilin remembered that the lowest part of their home's windows was 80 centimeters high, and the children, aged 1 and 2, could hardly climb onto the windowsill, let alone fall out. She directly suspected Zhang Bo might be the murderer. Consequently, she reported her suspicions to the police. During the investigation, the police found that if the children had accidentally fallen, there would be traces around the window, but they only found Zhang Bo's fingerprints. Thus, Zhang Bo was immediately detained as a suspect. In Zhang Bo's phone, the police noticed his clean chat history with Ye Chengchen, indicating a romantic relationship, which was unusual. Therefore, the police used technical means to recover all their previous chat records. To everyone's surprise, the couple's chat history contained over 17,000 messages discussing ways to kill Zhang Bo's children over 9 months. After several interrogations, Zhang Bo's psychological defenses completely collapsed, and he confessed to conspiring with Ye Chengchen to kill the children. On July 26, 2021, the Chongqing No. 5 Intermediate People's Court publicly tried the case. In court, the couple turned against each other, each trying to absolve themselves of guilt. Zhang Bo claimed he was threatened into committing the act and would not have thought of killing his children if not for Ye Chengchen's initiative. Meanwhile, Ye Chengchen argued she never loved Zhang Bo and only agreed to be with him because he was persistent. She didn't intend to kill the children but wanted Zhang Bo to give up. However, evidence doesn't lie. From Zhang Bo and Ye Chengchen's chat records, it's clear they planned and premeditated the children's murder. On December 28th of the same year, the court issued a first-instance verdict, sentencing Zhang Bo and Ye Chengchen to death for murder. They appealed, but the Chongqing Higher People's Court upheld the death sentence on April 6, 2021, after they recanted their testimony, claiming the children's death was an accident. The verdict was announced on May 11th, confirming their guilt and upholding the death sentence. Hours before this video was posted, on January 31, 2024, at noon, suspects Zhang Bo and Ye Chengchen were executed according to law. Learning of this heartening news, Chen Meilin was emotionally overwhelmed and cried, saying she would tell the children at the grave, "I can cry now. Your sister can finally rest in peace. I might go to Tiantai Temple after lunch. Why are you telling me about the children?" The Chongqing sibling death case shocked the nation. The couple's crimes, driven by their desires, ruthlessly took 2 innocent lives. The deserved death sentence offered some solace to the victim's family, but the family's pain is irreplaceable. Let's mourn these 2 poor children together, calling for greater societal attention to child safety and protecting their rights, allowing them to grow up safely.